Gotcha. Check that out.
So, Winston, where are we going today?
Well, since our topic is superstition, I thought let's go and try and find a temple. So there's a small village somewhere nearby, and you usually find temples in these villages, so let's go take a look in this village.
Okay. This is interesting. This is like a big stadium called the Bird's Nest, and you guys know about the one in Beijing, but they like replicated it all over China. You know how they do that in China?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them in Shenzhen actually.
It's like the thing to copy.
Yep, well that's not a very good copy.
No, it's not.
Okay, so here is this little village. You can see it's being torn down.
It's gorgeous, man. What a great place you led us to.
Yeah, I know. It's absolutely rubbish. Maybe you can explain what's going on here.
Actually, right now, what's going on is that these people used to have little kind of farm brick houses, and the government was like, "Yo, we got to tear these down to build a highway / new real estate development." And they put a bunch of concrete additions onto it so they could get more money because they're compensated about how many floors and how big the house is. So they just kind of like really crappily put it up to get more money from the government.
Yeah, so what they do is they quickly build a couple of extra stories onto their farmhouse. So when the government comes to smash it down, they pay them more money. So, you know, like, nobody would have lived in the second, third story there.
Look at this. Like, this is all new.
Yeah,
look at the roof is just falling off.
Yeah. So, anyway.
That's pretty insane, actually.
Yeah. Anyway, that's fairly interesting. Let's get on to superstition. Now, we're going to talk about Western superstition and, you know, Chinese superstitions. We probably won't go into the religious stuff this time around. We'll maybe get to that later, because this is a huge topic.
Hold on, let me kick one of these chickens. Oh, man, I missed. All right,
yeah, poor chicken. Okay, first of all, Western tradition, don't walk under a ladder. Now, I have my own theories. There's probably some reason for it, but
yeah, because I don't actually know the real reason to that.
Yeah, me neither. But I think a lot of Western traditions come from practicality. I mean, think about it. If there's a ladder, there's probably someone working on top, or there's probably something up there that can fall on your head.
Right.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So anyway, don't walk under a ladder. Can you go with the next one?
For Western traditions?
Yeah, Western traditions.
There is it's when you like spill salt or you want or you're having bad luck, it's good luck to throw salt over your shoulder.
Okay.
Why do you think that is?
Actually, I have no idea. I know about the tradition, I mean the superstition. Your indicator's on, by the way.
Thank you.
But I actually have no idea why you'd want to throw salt over your shoulder. Do you know?
I've heard that basically the devil is the bringer of bad luck, right? So if you throw salt over your shoulder, it goes in his eye and temporarily blinds him, so he can't give you bad luck. It distracts him.
Ah, okay, so it's about blinding the devil. All right, interesting.
Yeah, blind the devil.
Yeah. All right, I got another one.
Oh God, this is disgusting. I'm getting mud all over.
Yeah, so the unfortunate thing about these bikes, the mud guards are very stylish and they're cut down and they're not very practical.
Yeah, what's the next one?
Okay, next one is umbrellas. Don't open an umbrella in the house.
Okay.
Okay, once again, I think it's probably something to do with practicality, because if you think about it, opening an umbrella in the house, there's all sorts of things that can be knocked over, vases or, you know, like bottles or whatever, and you don't want your kids opening umbrellas in your house.
Sure.
All right, how about another one from you?
Another Western one is don't break a mirror.
Ah, don't break a mirror.
What are your theories?
My theory is that, I guess, back in the day when this superstition came about, mirrors were very expensive.
Sure.
And so you probably didn't want your children or whoever breaking a mirror, so you instill this superstition in them and save your mirror. What do you think?
Yeah, that's probably correct. I think I've heard, though, that it was that when you look in a mirror, it captures a piece of your soul. And then basically what happens is if you break it, you break a part of your soul.
Okay, I gotcha.
That's getting a little nicer out here now.
It is. Now we pass those horrible concrete rubbish buildings.
Right.
Okay.
Oh Lord, why is there a car on this road?
Obviously someone who lives out here, but yeah, he could be a little less selfish. Okay, so any other Western traditions off the top of your head? Sorry, superstitions, not traditions.
There's a bunch.
Hey, what's that up there?
This up here? Oh yeah, what is that?
Let's take a close look. I don't think it's a temple. It could just be an old homestead or something.
Yeah, it looks like a home. Let me see. Yeah, that's just a house. But it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, there's a temple inside.
Yeah, I see it.
Cool.
Well, that was quick. So, shall we get off and do a little walk and talk?
Let's have a little look.
Okay, now Seamilk and I have just walked into this temple, but we actually stepped over this threshold. There it is, on the ground. Explain why.
The reason for this is basically the inside of the temple is where everything's holy and pure, and the outside is like the bad stuff in the outside world, and you're not supposed to mix that, so your boots or shoes are not supposed to touch that barrier.
Gotcha. Check that out.
Here at ADV China, we are proud to use and tell you about Surfshark VPN.
Think of a VPN as an extra layer of security over your internet connection.
When you connect to the internet, theoretically everything you do is out there in the open for everyone to see. But when you use Surfshark VPN and you're connected, all of that internet traffic is protected.
You can use a VPN for other things too, from getting discounts online by changing service to other countries, to seeing different shows and movies on Netflix and other streaming services.
It's super easy to use, and it gives you the peace of mind that you're protected when you're online. Use the VPN we use and get Surfshark. For a limited time, get an exclusive Surfshark deal. Go to surfshark.deals/ADVChina to get up to 6 additional months for free. That's surfshark.deals/ADVChina and use the code ADVChina to protect your online privacy today.
So we're here in a temple, and basically this is where Chinese people go and worship their ancestors and things like that.
In there's the actual temple, right?
Yeah. So you see a lot of incense sticks, and people are going to say, they bye-bye, they say, to their ancestors, basically talk to them in heaven and give them offerings and burn paper money and all this kind of stuff. But during the Cultural Revolution, Mao was kind of really anti-superstition, anti-religion. So what happened was all the Red Guards and the people that were kind of fighting for the Communist Revolution and everything would go to temples and actually paint his face on the walls to say, no, we're only here to worship Mao. And sometimes you see a character, it's an N character, and that was supposed to say, like, worship the Communist Party, do not worship religion and things like that. And so this is like 1940s, 1950s era stuff that you see in temples sometimes. Pretty cool find.
That's a very good piece of history we just found over there. So that's pretty cool. Now let's actually take a look at the temple itself. Okay, so over here is the actual place where the offerings are made. Okay, you can see that there are couplets on either side. Obviously, got something to do with the superstitions and
right.
You know, like luck and all that sort of thing. And let's see, what can we see?
Basically, there's an altar, and this is just where you put your incense and worship the dead. This is not Buddhist, unlike a lot of temples that you might see in Taiwan.
Yep.
And this is just Confucian, so it's all about family worship here.
Okay, you can see on the wall there, that's the character for luck and fortune in the middle, fool.
Yep.
And I'm not even going to try and attempt to, translate what those mean.
I see a chen and a bai.
Yeah, I see a bunch that I can recognize, but to put them together, no.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's just where all the incense is burned, and you can see there's a lot of it being burned here.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's a lot of ornate and beautiful temples that you can find around, especially in Taiwan. I saw them everywhere.
Yeah.
But you can find them around China as well. And this is not an example of that. This is an example of a very usable temple that people would have in their village.
This is a small, authentic village temple,
Right.
and in China, this is the kind of thing you're going to find.
Right.
It's one thing that really shocked me when I came to China is you have this idea that there's going to be all these like kung fu monks
like
and
dragons
temples.
and-
And it's not the case here in mainland China. Most of that stuff was wiped out. In fact, this is the only sort of authentic thing you can find.
Mao was the representation of that, actually.
Absolutely. So if you that whole typical sort of Hollywood Bruce Lee stuff you will find in Hong Kong and Taiwan.
Yeah,
where a lot
everywhere.
of the traditions survive.
When I say everywhere, it's everywhere in Taiwan. Like
Yeah.
literally everywhere.
Absolutely. And overseas as well. In
Yeah.
fact, you'll find it in America, in Chinatown, places like that.
Yeah.
So this is what you can expect as far as temples is concerned over here. But this is like really authentic. Let's take a little bit more of a look around. What have we got here? So what we have here is obviously a little, I don't know if these were houses or part of the temple compound, but they're ancient and completely rotted through. Everything's completely rotted through. It's very interesting though, because this is obviously very original stuff.
Look at it, it's all mud.
Yeah, basically.
Mud
bricks, old little hook in the wall. It's quite interesting because this stuff is all very, very, very old.
if you have the patience, you can actually come into these kind of places and look around on the floor and see kind of some old stuff that was in the houses before.
Yeah.
And you see that stuff being sold in Shenzhen on the streets all the time, you know, like the coins and jade statues and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you could find stuff like that here. It's just pretty interesting to me, like the lintel that's been used here is like a solid piece of stone. That's just a plastic bag handle, dude.
That's not what I wanted to find.
No. Ancient plastic bag. Yeah. Right, guys, so this episode is all about popular superstitions.
Basically, we'll, in one of the future episodes, we'll take you to a really popular temple, maybe up in a mountain, where a lot of people would go from all different areas. Because this is just, you know, a local temple that the local people use.
Yeah, we'll probably do it during the Chinese New Year time when everyone's going there and doing their prayers and wishes. And we'll cover more of the religious side of things then. This episode, like I said, it's just about popular superstitions. You know, like we were talking about the Western ones, like, you know, don't walk under a ladder.
Sure.
So let's hop on the bikes and let's go. Let's hop on the bikes and let's continue talking about it. We'll start introducing you to some of the popular superstitions here in China. Okay, Seamilk, so let's talk about Chinese superstitions.
Okay.
Chinese superstitions. Okay, never mind.
China's on the wall. Mao is on the wall.
Okay. Well, what's going on here?
Up here? Let's have a little look-see, friends.
It is a school.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So what's happening is I guess the parents are coming to fetch their children from the school.
I guess let's go pick up our kids.
Let's go at least take a look.
I didn't even know there was a school back here.
Oh, look, it's really old as well. See on the...
Oh, look at all that, yeah, like propaganda stuff.
Yeah, maybe
Like the science and... We will be scientific with spaceships and...
Look at that spaceship in the background. That's awesome. And Sputnik. They've got Sputnik up there.
Sputnik. Yeah, it's clearly a Soviet copy.
Yeah, okay. We'll be back. Sorry, little kid. Coming through. Coming through. Oh, that car's gonna have trouble getting through there.
Ooh, boy, you're right.
He just knocked my little... He knocked my lever with his mirror.
Did he?
Yeah.
A little slide.
Okay, so that was pretty interesting. Yeah. Let's talk about the common Chinese superstitions.
Sure.
Okay, so nothing really religious, just, you know, the common things like we were talking about the Western ones. You go for the first one.
Okay, one of the most common that you're going to hear when you're here in China is that you never give someone a green hat. Now, I've never been in a situation where I was actually going to give someone a green hat, so I think it's pretty easy to avoid this one, but it's one of those ones that really stands out. Why is that?
Okay, well, first of all, obviously you've never been around anyone during St. Patrick's Day.
Well, I mean, come on, I'm in China. Nobody celebrates that here.
Okay, yeah. Well, Dai Liu Maozi means that your spouse is cheating on you. So, who knows exactly where it came from. Obviously some old tale about emperors and stuff from a dynasty long past. Okay. But basically, if you say someone's wearing a green hat, it means that their husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend is cheating on them.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, what would happen if you tried to give someone a green hat?
I think they'd get pretty angry, to be honest.
I mean, I'm sure they'd probably forgive you because you're a foreigner, but yeah, it is really bad luck to do that, so don't do that. And another thing, kind of similar in a way, I guess, is don't give a umbrella. I should say an umbrella. So
okay.
Don't give an umbrella to a couple.
Okay.
Do you know why?
Why?
You don't know why?
No.
Okay. Because son, it's got something to do with like divorce, the same word, son's the same, splitting up. So if you give an umbrella to a married couple, you're kind of dooming them to be, well, to split up or to be divorced.
I got one.
You hit a chicken, dude.
I got one. Oh, he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. He lost some feathers, though. Slow down for the chickens, dude.
I was going like 5 kilometers an hour. Dude, that's actually rare to hit a chicken.
Very rare. It's quite a nice little village, actually, out here.
It is nice.
It's a pity it's all going to get torn down.
Yeah.
Look, there's a new road over there.
Bunch of chicken hitters.
Yeah.
Those foreigners are a bunch of chicken hitters.
Yeah.
It's also really bad luck to hit a chicken. I just made that up.
Yeah. Okay, so you say the next one.
Actually, what you just said about the divorce san thing, it's the same reason you don't give someone a pear. It's li, like li kai.
Oh, okay, you don't give
So
them
you just
pears.
reminded me of that one.
Okay.
So yeah, don't give people a pear. Don't be like, here, share a pear with me, because you're gonna like never see that person again
Right.
in Chinese logic. The one that I really wanted to talk about was the rice one.
Okay, but hang on. That's not
Okay.
going anywhere, dude. That's
Okay.
going to a main road. Let's
Let
turn
me
around.
whip around.
Ah, the bloody
We
chickens.
almost got another one.
Go on about your rice cakes or whatever you're going to talk about.
What? Rice cakes?
You said something about
I
rice.
said rice. Rice in a bowl. It's basically, if you're eating rice in a bowl, you're never going to want to put your chopsticks up, like standing straight up. Because that's it kind of looks like that temple we were just at, actually.
Yeah,
Is joss
perfect
sticks.
example. Hey, here, this looks like another temple, perhaps.
Yeah, that's kind of neat. Is this a temple?
It's a temple of run-over chickens.
Oh yeah, this is where I conked that poor guy out. It's pretty old, actually. It's got ornate.
Yeah, it's actually
paintings.
got some drawings up there.
I'm gonna say sorry. Dude, I'm sorry. Was it you? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You okay? You okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Let's continue on. There's a lot of chickens in this place. Just
Oh my god, that goose! Goose is furious. scared the hell out of me.
you know, actually, it was the Chinese who first domesticated geese.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, good job, because they're delicious.
Anyway, so yeah, that's the chopsticks thing. Now, we're
Sure.
talking about a lot about relationship sort of stuff, it seems, as well, because the next one I'm going to bring up is shoes.
Okay.
Now, I've been told this by quite a few girls in the past that they will never buy you a pair of shoes.
Okay.
You must have heard this, right?
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Okay, so you explain it.
Basically, if you buy someone a pair of shoes, they'll it's like you're telling them to walk away from you. It's like you're equipping them to kind of leave you. So it's kind of bad for the relationship, you know.
So basically, buying someone a pair of shoes is dooming your relationship.
Right.
So you should not buy your boyfriend or girlfriend a pair of shoes, which is a bit silly. But you know,
Right.
what if you really need shoes?
I think you should just go buy them yourself.
Yeah, true. Okay, next one, clocks.
Whoa, these guys are mean.
Yeah. Dude, they're coming in.
Okay, so what's the clock all about?
Basically, when you awake, you know what awake is, right? Like when someone's dead and you have to, you know, see them off.
Right.
That is what Songjong means in Chinese. Is basically that whole.
Zhong means death, so if you're giving someone a clock or a watch, basically you're song zhong, you're sending them to their death. So that's really, really bad luck.
So yeah, you can't send. Sorry, I said send. You can't give clocks. And apparently, you should never give an expensive watch either. Do you know why?
Why?
Because then you get investigated for corruption. Well, your friend does anyway. So we did the clock thing. What's next?
The number 4.
Oh, the number 4. Yes.
You know, like in the West we have number 13.
Okay, but why is the number 13 bad in the West?
I'm not sure.
Me neither. Yeah.
It has something to do with the mark of the devil or something, I'm not sure.
Well, somebody will look it up and tell us in the comments. Okay, number 4 is very self-explanatory, and that's because the pronunciation is the same as death.
Right.
Si. Right. So, in fact, it's it's so bad that even buildings here don't have a 4th floor.
Yeah, they have like 3A, 3B.
It's quite funny. I mean, especially down in the south. I think up north they're less superstitious.
Right. Yeah, so that's a few different superstitions from the West and China. So let's wrap it up with a comment question.
Okay, so it's time for the comment question. So, who's it from this time?
Today's comment question comes from Tyler Brown, who asks, have you ever gotten fined for riding on the sidewalks like you do? Number 2 is the second thing that ties into it that he asked was, how shady are the cops in southern China? And number 3, he asks, have you ever had to bribe your way out of anything in China?
Wow, that's a lot of questions. Okay, I'm going to start by saying...
It's a similar topic.
It is. I'm going to say with the bribing thing, no. I think it's a very bad idea, especially if you're in a foreign country, to try and bribe a police officer. In fact, I think even in your own country, it's a stupid idea.
Well, it wouldn't work where I'm from.
Yeah, that's true. But just, you know, trying to bribe a police officer is always a bad idea, so I suggest against it. As far as corruption is concerned and shadiness of the cops, yeah, sure. I mean, it's no secret that there's a lot of corruption here in China, but I'm going to say that it's less and less. Especially in Shenzhen now, they are clean cut and completely legit. There is none of that nonsense going on. You can't buy a driver's license or anything like that.
Right. I mean, there's high level corruption, but not stuff that we can take advantage of.
Yeah, nothing that's accessible by the common folk. All right. So you talk about getting fines about driving on sidewalks.
No. If you're in Shenzhen or Guangzhou, you'd absolutely get fined for doing that. But in most places in China, everyone's doing it anyway, so it's not really a huge deal. I get kind of annoyed when people do it, but if I'm in some area where there's no people, kind of one of those ghost real estate investment places, it doesn't really matter. In terms of shady cops, absolutely, but when you say southern China, Guangdong's a different world. Like if you're talking about Guizhou and Hunan and those places, it's much worse there. Number 3, have I ever bribed my way out of anything? No, but I know a ton of people who have. It used to be really, really commonplace, but I don't hear about it so much anymore. So things like getting out of speeding tickets or not wearing your helmet, or I don't know, stuff like that. You don't really hear about that anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest trying that.
Don't do it. Anyway, that's a good question. Thank you very much, Tyler Brown.
Absolutely. Cool. So guys, that's it for this episode. We're looking forward to seeing you in the next one. And as always, stay awesome. Got anything to add?
I almost hit a dog. That's what I was going to add. Stay tuned for our next episode. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.
Oh yeah, and by the way, don't forget to check out the little musical things that Seamilk does. These tiny little episode highlight things that he does. It's really cool, so go check him out, please. And if you guys have a suggestion for a topic, please feel free to leave it in the comments, because we're always looking out for new topics to cover. Cool, so that's it. Cheers, till next time. Signing off.